Welcome to the Derek Creason Show. This is episode 28. Coming up on the show today, we're going to talk movies. We're going to talk news. So for the movies, I got 2 movies to talk through, and then on the news, we'll talk through what's going on in the world and just random news stuff. So, as always, I welcome your feedback, your questions, your suggestions. Email me, send those over to me. Derek@derekcreason.com is the email address. At Derek Creason on X, Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble. Check out my website, derekcreason.com. You can sign up for my newsletter there, or go directly to derekcreason.substack.com. I send out lots of cool stuff there. Let's see, what else? Oh, yeah. Go by Amazon. Check out my book, 20-something. You can get it on paperback or Kindle. It's fun times. Go check that out. And then also, come check out my Insiders community, derekcreasonshow.locals.com. It's where I post all my behind-the-scenes stuff, my creative updates. I do insider streams. Basically, anything and everything that's going on with me or the show ends up going there first before even the podcasts come out. And I've got stuff in there just for my insiders, and then even more stuff in there just for the supporters as well. So, all very cool stuff. Let's jump into it. All right, recent life updates. What have I been up to lately? We are in the midst of busy summer. Today is June 18th, Wednesday. I was trying to think of what day is it. So what have I been up to? Been busy summer. So this weekend, last week was me and my wife's anniversary, and to celebrate, we were able to fit in a overnight trip over the weekend doing one of our errands to go pick up a kid. So we had to go pick up a kid from camp on Saturday out in the middle of nowhere. And so we went and took Friday night off and drove over to close to where that camp was. The camp was about 2 hours away. And so we went and booked a hotel just to go hang out for the weekend. And we're about 10 minutes out, and the hotel calls and says, "Hey, I know you booked, but we're all full and we overbooked you. So we're going to move you to another hotel down the road, and it's going to be on us." So got the hotel for free. So that was pretty cool. So shout out to Drury for taking care of your customers even when you overbooked. So no complaints there. I'd never had that happen before, but it went pretty smoothly and they were pretty nice about it. So that was cool. So got that kid picked up from camp. Of course, he caught the flu going around, so that's always fun. Have a kid coughing and sneezing all around the house for a few days and using it as a excuse. So I can't help pick up the trash or the dishes because I'm so sick. But we're pushing through it. So let's see what else is going on. I've got kid in theater camp. I've got one kid in summer school. I've got one kid at church camp. We are planning a trip to Colorado coming up in the next few weeks for family vacation. Then I've got army trip. Amy and some of the kids got mission trip. Like just trips. Busy, 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 busy. My calendar is insane. So what else is going on? When I'm not doing busy calendar stuff or working all the time, I'm doing a little bit more gaming. I've been playing more Red Dead Redemption 2. I'll try to live stream some of that. I did that a little bit a while ago, but it's been a month or so. I haven't live streamed it in a while, but I'll try to get back to doing that once in a while. And then just trying to do more movies. It's summer, so summer movie season. So trying to watch more movies in the summer, both with the family. We do family movie nights, and I'll talk about one of the movies coming up with that. And then just movies that I watch by myself or movies that me and Amy go to that aren't necessarily kids movies or whatever, or family movies to watch. So that is what I have been up to lately. All right, let's jump into the show. All right, first up, movie is a rewatch. A movie called The Town. This is a 2010 action thriller heist movie starring Ben Affleck, Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, and what's his name? Jeremy Renner. My brain failed me for a second. This is a great movie. I love a good bank robbery heist movie, and so that's what this movie is about. It's about a suburb in Boston that makes a lot of bank robbers in Charleston. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but that was the theme of the movie. John Hamm's the FBI agent tracking the guys. Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner are part of the bank robbery crew, and they rob armored trucks and banks. And it's just kind of an interesting heist story with really good characters. really good story, lots of fun action. So I liked that. It's a great movie. Ben Affleck directed it. I would recommend you go watch it if you haven't seen it. So what do I like? Action heist movies. What do I not like? All the the Bostonian accents. Those are kind of a little over the top sometimes, but I think they're trying to be authentic to the area that they're in. So I would give this one 4 buckets of popcorn. All right, next up in movies is Batman Forever. This is a movie we watched the other night for family movie night with the kids. I try to slowly teach them about just good movies they'd never even heard of from the 90s and 2000s because they weren't around then. And so we were going back and watching some of the old movies from the 90s. And this week we watched Batman Forever. So this was the third movie in the Batman series back in the 80s and 90s. And this is the one with Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones, and Jim Carrey, and Nicole Kidman. And what's it about? Batman versus Two-Face and the Riddler, and the origin story of Robin. This is directed by Joel Schumacher, kind of an action person guy. Anyways, so you've probably seen this. I'm trying to remember when I watched it just how many movies of Jim Carrey I watched back in the 90s and early 2000s because he was quite popular then. So crazy. What did I like? I liked Jim Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones just hamming it up, going over the top performances, as this is the beginning of the campy Batman movies. I liked that. And then I'll give you an example here in a second with part of the trailer. What did I not like about it? Val Kilmer is just boring and dull as Bruce Wayne. He just has like no charisma, he doesn't have much character arc other than he's just like, I think I want to quit being Batman, and I think I want to tell the hot chick that I'm Batman. That's like the two emotional story arcs that he goes through as Batman. Nicole Kidman plays the psychiatrist lady who's both interested in Batman and Bruce Wayne. She has no professional ethics or boundaries as she immediately attempts to throw herself sexually at Batman, and then also at Bruce Wayne as soon as he becomes a client of hers for psychiatric help, and just like no boundaries, no ethics, just, hey, I'm interested in men and I'm going to be overly aggressive about it. Here, let's show you a quick clip of it.
Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir?
I'll get drive-through. Bruce Wayne. In the flesh.
So, yeah. This is beginnings with the campy ones. The next one we'll show the kids will be the sequel to this, the Batman and Robin, which is the one with Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy and Bane, and that one's just super campy, and they're kind of silly and funny, and that one has George Clooney in it, so I would rate this one 3 buckets of popcorn. Almost 4 buckets if we were going to talk about just 90s nostalgia, and this is the Batman movies I grew up on. So obviously there's some cooler Batman movies that have come out since then, and a million Batman movies since then. But anyways, that's what I would rate it. All right, that's going to do it today for movies. The book 20-something that I wrote, and this is going to be, we're going to read through each chapter, and so this episode is going to be chapter 1. I'm going to read it to you guys, but I'm also going to tell you guys more behind the scenes and dig more into the stories as I remember from when I wrote this book. So a little bit of background on the book. I wrote it from probably 2016 to 2022. It took me about 4 or 5 years to write, and probably about 4 years to write, and then about 2 years to edit, and then probably half a year to try to edit and publish it and do all that kind of stuff. What the heck is this local thing Derek keeps talking about? so you can come hang out in my insiders community, my podcast logo, and my insiders community. It says every episode, behind the scenes, bonus episodes, live streams, more free content. Click become a member, and this is what it's going to look like, whether depending on your browser's got light mode or dark mode theme, but it's going to show up and you'll see here the latest episodes, latest streams, all kinds of stuff. If you come over here to the content, you can see all the videos, you can see all the live streams, you can go over here to playlists, there's the live streams, here's the bonus episodes and behind the scenes content. You can do all kinds of neat stuff. You can post stuff. Here's videos I've posted, my newsletters. You can comment, you can put your own stuff in here, you can engage in the community, come hang out. So that's what it is. It's kind of like a private Facebook type group. That's what the interface looks like. So if you're familiar with that, that's what it'll look like. Come check it out, DerekReasonShow.locals.com. All right, see you guys on the inside. Later. Let's go talk about the news. All right, first up on the news is a story from Blaze Media. It says, Kennedy has big pharma ads in his sights, and he's not the only one mulling a crackdown. It says, Americans majority don't want to see big pharma ads chalking up the airwaves. Basically, it's talking about how Robert F. Kennedy Jr. wants to get pharmaceutical companies advertising banned in the U.S. And if you didn't know, the U.S. and New Zealand are the only two countries that allow that to happen in the world. I'm all for this. No one likes those ads anyways for 2 minutes of fake people being happy outside looking at allergies or camping or whatever, and then saying, this new medicine, whatever, blah, 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 helped fix my life. And then the voiceover goes, side effects may include death, minor death, and like 57 symptoms right after that. And then they just try to push you to go ask your doctor about this new medicine. And I don't think that's a positive contribution to medicine or the healthcare system. I think you should go talk to your doctor about your problem, your issue, and the doctor, the one who's done years and years and years of studying medicine and reads the studies on new medicine and stuff, would be like, hey, here's a trial of this new medicine that's coming out. Maybe we should look at getting you into that. Or let's try this. Not, hey, I saw an ad for such and such medicine. And I think it just is a negative the way it pushes people into trying to become customers for stuff, for maybe problems or issues they don't even have or need to treat. They just think they do. And if we can kind of match symptoms or fake symptoms to a medicine, why not push it on people? I don't like that idea. My whole philosophy around medicine is kind of, you should take it to help get well when you're sick, and then hopefully you shouldn't need to be on lifelong medicines if you don't have long-term health problems. So you want to be healthy as much as possible, and then use medicine to help you recover when you get hurt or sick to get back to healthy, and not necessarily, as much as you can, have to be on some random medicine for life. So anyways, do you like the commercials for pharmaceutical ads? Do you think they should be banned in America? What are your thoughts? Let me know. All right, next up on the news is, I guess I should have ran the sports intro, but the Florida Panthers won Game 6 of the NHL playoffs, the Stanley Cup last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, and they won the Stanley Cup. So congrats to the Florida Panthers on winning. This is some highlights of all the goals during the last game. One guy scored 4 goals. I forget his name. I really like the idea of hockey. I really wish I was more into hockey. I love going to hockey games. I wish Kansas City had a professional hockey team. I'd hopefully be more into hockey. I can only hope that the sport grows in popularity so that more people watch it. I only know of one friend who likes to watch hockey, and I don't get to hang out with him very often. And so if more people that I knew liked hockey, I would probably watch and talk about hockey more, because I really like it. It's very athletic and very violent and very fun to watch and very interesting to me. I just don't have time right now in my life to try and watch hockey. I'm lucky to catch the Chiefs game every Sunday whenever they're playing. All right, next up in the news, more stuff with Iran. So this is a clip of someone asking President Trump this morning. Here, we'll just play the clip.
Will you stop
about whether you are moving closer, or you believe the U.S. is moving closer to striking Iranian nuclear facilities. Where's your mindset on that?
I can't say that, right? You don't seriously think I'm going to answer that question? Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch? I mean, you don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that...
So I thought that was funny, like press people asking, obviously that's what they do, they're supposed to ask questions, but can you tell us military tactics and strategies? Yes or no? And he's like, obviously no, I'm not going to tell you. He says maybe yes, maybe no. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, I don't think we should be getting involved. I would like us to stay out of it. I do not want to get dragged into a war. Here's another clip where he says that
they're afraid that we're going to get into a long-term war. Some of the people in the base don't want a long-term war. They're afraid that we're going to get into a long-term war.
We're not looking for a long-term war. We're looking... I only want one thing. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Right. That's it. I'm not looking long-term, short-term. And I've been saying that for 20 years.
So he says if we do get involved, he just wants Iran to not have a nuclear weapon, which I can all agree on. That's a good thing. But I think I can appreciate his stance on that. My question is, if he does get involved, can he hold to that and then stop after just stopping them from getting a nuclear weapon? Or are you going to let Israel or military industrial complex or military leaders try to drag you into a long, extended, protruded war? And how much can you push back against that full military industrial complex or deep state or whatever you want to call it? How much can you push back on that to not get stuck in something for a long time, or where it takes a long time to get out, or where it's not well defined and articulated in the beginning, and then you get stuck in something like Afghanistan for 20 years. And then even then, when you finish it, it's still done poorly. So those are my questions. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen? Here's it shows like an Iranian government plane is leaving Iran real quick. Who knows? They're bombing each other back and forth all morning. Who knows how many more days this is going to go on. But hopefully America won't get involved. Who knows if we will or not. I have a very vested interest since I'm in the Army. I don't necessarily want to go back to the Middle East. I've been there once. Not a nice place. It's a desert. You can keep it. At least that's my opinion. But my opinion doesn't matter, and I can't affect change at my level. So we are where we are. What do you guys think is going to happen? Let me know what you think. All right, that is going to do it for the news today. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode. I want to say thank you for listening and hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed the podcast, let me know. Send me your feedback. Derek@DerekCreason.com is the email address. @DerekCreason is me on all the socials, X, Instagram, YouTube, and Rumble. Like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up on the video or wherever you're watching it, whether that's Spotify, YouTube, Rumble. Go over to my website, DerekCreason.com. Sign up for my newsletter, DerekCreason.substack.com. You'll be getting all kinds of cool stuff on there. Swing by my insiders community, DerekCreasonShow.locals.com. I got links to all this stuff on my link tree, on all my socials. Anywhere it says link in bio, that bio is going to have my link tree with all these links in it. Go check it out. Come hang out. Talk. All that kind of fun stuff. Go buy Amazon. Check out my book, 20-something. It's on Amazon.com. Paperback or Kindle. Great graduation gift for young 20-year-olds, maybe even some 30-year-olds, on how to deal with things that you're going to have to come across in your life. That is going to do it for today, and we will see you guys all later.